Welcome, welcome, welcome. Forest Night out in St. Louis. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Call this Marketing Monday, Branding Monday, Building your brand, building your business Monday, whatever you want to call it. Happy Monday. Definitely want to make sure that today you get in your planner and map out your daily method of operation inside your daily routine for building your business. Make sure you have a clear, concise direction of what you're going to do each day, and allow yourself to be a little bit flexible in setting that day up for sure, for sure, for sure. So leave some holes in there so you have some room to gap so you're not freaking out. Do not put anything on your calendar that's a wish list. Don't say, I think I'm going to try to do this, or hopefully I'll get around to it, but actually put stuff on your calendar that you know that you're going to do. For example, I've got all my coaching dates written in on my calendar. Unless an emergency comes up that I absolutely can't be there, they're solid, they're hardcore. And I have two planners. I actually have a Google Sheets that I use. That's my 30,000 foot view look. And then I actually have a hard bound planner that I write everything in. Everything I put in my hard planner is a non-negotiable. It's something that I have to be at, irregardless, unless an absolute emergency happens. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Forrest Knight. I'm a social media, Hey, Tamira, good morning. Thanks for swinging by. So I'm a social media marketing strategist and coach. I love helping people succeed online. I'm on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, make an extreme impact, and be a legacy creator. I hope you are too. So a couple of things. One, updates. This coming Wednesday, you need to go register. There's 2 free classes in training and trading in Forex. If you'd like to attend, class 1 is already up. Simply go to the site that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen here. I'll go ahead and post that as well, so you can take a look at that, eiq.forestnight. And then we're going to get into talking about branding and how to brand yourself and be consistent to your brand. Basically, I'm just going to go over these 5 tips. And then I have 14 additional tips that if you'd like those, just shoot me a private message and I'll get those additional tips to you as well. So there's a link if you'd like to join these free classes. The first free class is already up. So you simply need to go through, watch the little intro video, and then the class will be presented. It's a little bit long, but it's really, very cool. So get your notebook out and see if maybe Forex and trading and getting into trading is something that's going to work out for you. And then our second class is actually free class. It's actually going to be this Wednesday. And again, I'll get that set up and hosted. It'll probably be on the same page as the first free class. That'll be there as well. So there's a tip. So again, if you'd like these 14 additional tips on branding yourself, how to brand yourself, very, very cool articles here. Definitely recommend you shoot me a private message if building your brand is important to you and you think that's something you want to do. So number 1, be authentic. Personal branding tips. When it comes to self-branding, being authentic is essential. Let me scoot this over here so I'm looking more in the center of the camera. But what the heck does that mean? It means to yourself, everyone's got their own quirk, right? For those of you that know me, you've watched my lives. I've been going live now for a couple of years. And you get used to certain things that certain people do, right? So maybe you randomly burst into song in the middle of a conversation, or maybe you really have a different way of dressing yourself. I know one of the car sales guys, it's my friend John. The dude is his own brand. I mean, he does some crazy stuff. He stands up on tables and sings, and he rolls around on the floor, and he's just his own. He's got this big WWF belt he carries around. I mean, he's just, when he meets people, I tell him, hey, be careful because you're going to have a lot of fun with this guy. And he's got his own brand. No one else can be him, right? So be yourself is basically what the number 1 deal is. Truth is, a special trait is what makes you stand out on the planet amongst 7 billion people. Number 2, blogging for personal branding. Personal branding tips. Blogging for personal branding is one strategy used many a top influence. Right? Why does it work? Well, today you might be a nobody with no voice, but if you consistently create content within your niche for the least 2 years. So the cool thing about it is in blogging, now I'm just going to be careful. I'm going to throw up caution. Working on a blog takes a little bit of time. So if you've got a big enough team and you can hire somebody to repost your content, in other words, for example, take this Facebook Live, transcribe it. Now here's how you do this really quick, is you take a Facebook Live that you just did, you hire somebody from Fiverr to transcribe it, right? And you put it on your blog and make sure you understand what tags and keywords and you have to use on your blog. So it's a little bit little bit of technique in there, but if somebody knows how to do that kind of stuff, you can hire them. They can put up your keywords. One thing I recommend is you always signature your blog, put your signature, your name, your state, and your city, and always use your name. I like to use as keywords. I like to use my name, my city, and my phone number. So the cool thing about that is when Google's out scrubbing the web looking for stuff, it's going to say, hey, there's another blog post by Forrest. It's going to pull it up to the top. So that's on my list of stuff to do, is start pulling my content and branding it. The neat thing about what I just shared with you is this video, this live is actually syndicating over to YouTube right now. So it's syndicating to YouTube. So I can do the same thing. I can transcribe the YouTube channel, get all the content on my YouTube channel. So I've got the same content on Facebook, same content on YouTube, same content on my blog. Now, if I'm doing a special training that might go longer than a Facebook Live, then of course I could actually record that or actually do it live, push it to YouTube, transcribe it, and then put that into a blog for maybe a different type of training. So there's a lot of neat things that you can do when you're branding yourself. The cool thing about it is, guess what my blog would be? ForrestKnight.com, right? There you go. Provide value, personal branding tips. When you say provide value, it usually sounds like fluff, but here's what that means. In terms of this Facebook Live may not provide value to every single person on the planet, but for someone that might be interested in learning how to brand themselves, or might be thinking about, how do I brand myself? How do I be me? Well, this would provide value. So provide value. Number 4, step out of the spotlight, personal branding tips. I know it seems counterintuitive, but being in the spotlight all the time takes a toll on your life, but sometimes you need to miss a bit to realize how much you need it in your life. I think of Taylor Swift before she launched her latest album, Reputation. She hadn't posted on social media for nearly a year. So sometimes taking yourself out of the spotlight can be good. Another way that I take myself out of the spotlight is every now and then I'll go through and do a personal interview series where I actually will interview someone else on my Facebook Live to give people more value and a different perspective. Hey, Kathleen, thanks for swinging by. Hey, GLD, thanks for swinging by. Number 5, the 5th one, again, if you'd like 14 additional branding tips, shoot me a private message. I'll definitely get those over to you. Make sure that you plan out your week. Again, make sure you're planning out your week, leaving some gaps to be flexible in your DMO, and be consistent. Show up every single day. Open your business with your Facebook Lives. Open your business by posting on your social media. Open your business by creating curiosity posts. Open your business by reaching out to people. Open your business by following up with people, and stay consistent. That's how you're going to build a big you. And if you're constantly in front of people, guess what? People get to know, like you, and trust you, and see if they want to do business with you, right? And number 5, be consistent. That's what I just said. Consistency is the secret sauce that winning personal brands have in common. Consistency isn't only about posting on social media every day. It's also about unifying the brand look and messaging. One of the things you'll notice, I use the same color schemes going across, with the exception of my backgrounds, which change every now and then. And I'm doing these backgrounds with an intention and purpose to brand our new financial education class, and I'm doing that with a purpose and intention. But I've got a brand that's typically, it's a yellow and a red and a black, or my brand colors, that I've actually got hex codes for, and I use the same brand color across all of my platforms. So be consistent with your brand, and it's not just about having colors and a cool logo. Your brand is like, who are you? What's your mission? What do you stand for? What's your purpose? What's your no more empty refrigerators? That's part of my brand. XTRM is part of my brand. That's part of my brand training in terms of where I'm going in the direction I want to go to. Of course, the X is actually the Latin term for Christ, or Christoph, or Christianity. So that's part of my brand and how I drive. My X comes before everything else that I do in my life, right? Christ comes before everything I do in my life. And if that's something that's going to attract a certain group of people, then by all means, that's the direction I'm going to go in. There are some marketers that say you shouldn't talk about what you believe spiritually online. And I'm saying BS on that, because I believe in Christ. And if that offends you, then maybe you need to take a look at yourself and realize, like, can I still follow this guy? Can I still get value from this guy, even though he believes something different than me? So when you put yourself in that frame of mind, is how are you thinking? What's the stinking thinking that's preventing you from growing because you have an issue with what somebody else believes in? I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing to do about it. I'm on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, make an extreme impact, and be a legacy creator. I hope you are too. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.